Hello there.
This is Gray Paladin, and this is my follow-up video on my CFX upgrade for this Saberforge Vanquish. The original out-of-the-box review, I will include a link for that below in the description. That way you can see the original elements to the saber. This particular review will just be on the things that I upgraded on the saber myself. So to begin, I upgraded this with a Crystal Focus 10 soundboard equipped with Smooth Swing, and I also made it NeoPixel. On the inside there you can see the 7-pin NeoPixel connector. And since I opted for the two switches, I used two 12mm illuminated AV switches. The top is purple for the activation, and the bottom is white for the auxiliary. Now originally I wanted to have a tactile switch, but I don't have a drill, so I was not able to drill a hole to include a tactile switch. And if I did so, I would have had to offset it, because if you take this hilt apart, the curved portion is in two halves. There's this half is one piece and this half is another piece. So I would have had to drill it either offset onto one of the two sides of those halves. Since I was not able to do that, I did both switches up top. Otherwise, I would have done the bottom portion, the bottom hole here, with the recharge port, and then had the tactile on the bottom. Since I ran out of space, since I only had the two holes there and couldn't drill, I ended up putting the recharge port, I jerry-rigged that out the bottom into the pommel. I'd used a 4-watt 28mm wow speaker, the best on the market, and it does sound incredible. And then there's the kill key located in the bottom there, and that goes into the pommel. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that kill key. I went through and customized all of the all the fonts that I wanted. So I used some of the stock ones. I didn't use all of them because some of them I didn't like, and I also purchased some on saberfont.com and included a lot of my favorites. I'll cycle through those fonts on the saber here now, but I will also cut away so you can see all of those fonts in action. So for now, what would have been nice is I also wanted to put a Bluetooth module in here, but I could not figure out how to get that to work. I ended up getting the BT630. The 909 was out of stock, but on the Custom Saber Shop, but I believe it might be back in stock now. So I'm going to go ahead and order one of those, do some more research, and try to install the Bluetooth 909 module in here. And the reason why is that way I can make my edits without having to take the entire saber apart. This particular hilt does not allow for a removable chassis. It's locked into the curved hilt portion, and it cannot slide or move, as you can see, because of the curve. So having that Bluetooth would be nice to be able to make adjustments without having to take the entire saber apart, which is a bit of a daunting task at times. I have to undo the screw here. I have to remove the CoverTech wheel, slide off this base portion, undo this screw, and this screw. That will remove the emitter, and then from there the two halves of the curve come apart, and then you can get access to your micro USB and the SD card. So doing things on the fly, not really possible with this hilt, just because it's curved and I don't have the option of a removable chassis. A Bluetooth module would be a lifesaver. Once I figure that out, I'll put that in this saber as well. Okay, I'm going to reattach the pommel here and cycle through the fonts. The first one is the light. Again, I will cut away and so you can hear and see all of the different fonts on this saber. But for now, I'm just going to cycle through so you can hear all the ones that I have. So that's the light.
Sound bank selection. Light.
If I press and hold the the auxiliary switch, then I can get into the menu. So pressing the purple active AV switch will let me cycle up, and then the auxiliary will let me cycle down. So I'm going down.
The balance.
Here's the balance.
Darkness. Vengeance.
Kylo Ren. Oh. Saberforge. This is General Kenobi.
Rainy.
Nightfall.
Revolt.
It's treason then.
I really like that font, and I really sincerely hope that that one will be released with an update and optimized for smooth swing. But that's, if you ever watched the animated series, The Clone Wars, that's General Krell, who wielded 2 double-bladed lightsabers with his 4 arms. That is an awesome, awesome sound font. Just so you hear that now.
Oh, that.
It doesn't have smooth swing, but it responds extremely well. Force. I really like the spin. So moving on.
Sound bank selection.
It's treason then. Master Plo Koon.
One of my favorite all-time Jedi is Master Plo Koon. Had to have him on my saber.
Twilight Sentinel.
Luke Skywalker.
No saber is equipped without having some type of Luke Skywalker font.
Lord Vader.
And of course, you gotta have good old Darth Vader.
Count Dooku.
Count Dooku is probably my favorite Sith Lord. I do have one of his sabers coming from empty, hilt coming from Saberforge, which I will also upgrade with NeoPixel and whatnot, so look forward to that install in the future.
Second sister.
I went with some Fallen Order, the new Star Wars game from EA, so that's the second sister. I'm a big fan of this font. I like it a lot.
Going somewhere.
Just let you hear that one. And of course, you can't have a Fallen Order fonts without having Cal.
Sound bank selection.
Second sister.
Sound bank selection.
Forge. Young Rey.
Audio player.
Now in the audio player, I added a few tracks.
Audio player.
This is from Knights of the Old Republic. If you ever played that video game, this is the opening menu. Kind of a Sith type theme. Love it. Next. This is from The Last Jedi when Luke faced down the walkers on Crate. This is from Return of the Jedi, the epic duel between Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader. Of course, that was Rey's training music. No saber should be equipped without having the hallway scene in Rogue One. And this is from the video game Jedi Fallen Order. And now I'm back to my first track. So that's just a quick walk through the fonts here, and I'll try to move as quickly as I can in the next segment here, but I'll do a cutaway of all of the different fonts lit up with the blade in action. just do a walkthrough of all of the fonts here, starting with the light.
Sound bank selection.
Light for balance. Spectrum.
Sound bank selection.
For balance. Darkness.
Sound bank selection.
Darkness. Vengeance.
Sound bank selection.
Vengeance.
Kylo Ren. Kill them all.
Sal. Energy critical.
Sound bank selection.
Kylo Ren.
Sound bank selection.
Saberforge. This party's over.
Sound bank selection.
Saberforge.
This is General Kenobi. Hello there. Lovely. More smiling faces. You're wasting your time.
Sound bank selection.
This is General Kenobi.
Grimmy.
Now this one does not have smooth swing.
Sound bank selection.
Grimmy.
Nightfall.
Another one without smooth swing.
Sound bank selection.
Nightfall. Revolt.
Another without smooth swing.
Sound bank selection.
Revolt.
It's treason then. Oh, that.
Sound bank selection.
It's treason then. Master Clunker. When you ask for trouble, you should not be surprised when it finds you.
This one also is without smooth swing. This one's different because it actually gives you the sounds of the blaster block that's happening on the saber.
Sound bank selection.
Master Clunker.
Twilight Sentinel.
Sound bank selection.
Twilight Sentinel.
Luke Skywalker. I feel the good in you.
Sound bank selection.
Luke Skywalker.
Lord Vader.
Sound bank selection.
Lord Vader. Count Dooku.
As you see, my Jedi powers are far beyond yours.
You get different ignitions based off the angle. I don't have the latest one that's been updated with smooth swing, so I'll have to add that to my list.
bank selection.
Count Dooku. Second sister.
Going somewhere.
Sound bank selection.
Second sister.
Orange.
Sound bank selection.
Orange.
Force.
Sound bank selection.
Force. Young Rey.
I need someone to show me my place in all this.
This is the half flex. And next should be the audio player.
Sound bank selection.
Young.
Audio player.
Yes. So,
Young. Force.
Orange.
Second sister.
as an added bonus,
Dooku. Lord Vader.
Prepare a boarding party.
Sound bank selection.
Lord
it would
Vader.
always, if you do an audio player,
Second sister.
it will always remain
Orange.
or ignite on the last font you select.
Force. Young Rey.
Audio player.
So for added bonus,
Audio player.
Prepare a boarding party.
we've all been waiting for this one. And thank you very much for watching. May the Force be with you.